learning that pets really do have an impact on the earth. And people are also learning that pets influence the health. I mean, pet parents influence the health of their pets. So her 5-point agenda is really very simple. End pet homelessness. That's number 1. Number 2 is to scoop the poop. Poop pollutes. And you got to pick it up, and you got to use biodegradable bags, because Melissa's going to tell you what happens with plastic bags. You are what you eat. We've heard Tom talk about that. And it matters about our pets and what they eat. Because like it or not, when you go into the grocery store, you're most likely to find just fast food for pets, lacking a lot of the nutrients and quality meat and protein that our animals need. The 4th piece is toxic exposures. There are many of those in our backyards, inside our homes, out on the streets, in our garages. There's antifreeze puddles, motor oil puddles, cigarette butts. Just lots of things for dogs to kind of nose around in and develop some sort of be poisoned. And so we need to pay attention to those and keep them away from them or remove them totally. So about pet homelessness, I just want to say this. I think it's time in our communities that we stop thinking about shelters as our dumping zones. Shelters are a community-wide project. We each have a job, and that's to take care of our animals and be conscientious pet parents. And that really means that we spay and neuter. That also means that we tag, we license. In Jefferson County, licensing is required. And a portion of those proceeds from licensure goes to the new Foothills Animal Shelter. It's a building fund. And Cedar and her family are also microchipped. So think of that as a pet's ticket home. If they should nudge open the door, or their nose should inch the fence latch open, or maybe they bolt from a lightning strike or firework. The dogs have a sneaky way, and cats, kind of escaping from us, and we have to pay attention. So it's really, again, the community's job to begin thinking about conscientious pet parenthood, how we can protect our animals, and then even more than that, to volunteer at the local shelter, to raise and give money, and to foster and adopt. Everybody else, it's our work. It's about what we can do to improve the plight of and end pet homelessness. I'm not going to say a whole lot more about picking up the poop, but I do want to say this because I saw in the recent Edgewater newsletter when I was down at City Hall the other day. It's something you need to pick up because they talk in there about how poop pollutes. And they talk about the water supply, and it affects our water quality because you see when that runoff and snowmelt happens, that poop, some of the debris, some of the bugs and gooky parasites and all those ugly things travel into our streams untreated. So water quality is really affected. Last summer with tail wagging, and Cedar was all excited. She said, Mom, I have another idea. We have something else to do. And she said, we've got to expand our circle of influence. We need to talk to more people. And so she said, I think I want to run for mayor. Well, that was quite an interesting prospect. And I had to pause, P-A-W-S, and I thought about it, and I thought, she's right, because she has 3 components to her campaign. It's a grassroots campaign, and what she's working to do is just raising small amounts of money, $1. I had kids the other day bring me 50 pennies. Or maybe you can only afford 2. Some people can afford 100. But she has an online site where you can go to. $1 equals 1 vote, and you want to vote for Cedar. But this is her campaign platform. It's to remind candidates and elected officials everywhere to focus on the environment. And then it's to remind pet parents that it's their responsibility to reduce a pet's impact on the earth. And lastly, and we've already talked extensively about this, is raise money for your local shelter. Again, our local shelter is our job. It's not left to somebody else, it's ours. And so just the other day, Cedar turned 12. And so she, like many people say, is an old girl, but actually she gets around quite well. And Tom was telling me, hey, he got a golden retriever that passed away at 17. So Cedar has a long life ahead. Her parents were both 17 when they passed away. So she launched an online project, it's a new project. It's called National Green Your Pet Month. So today we wanted to take this opportunity to tell you about it. You'll go on Facebook and on her website, and there you will find that every April from now on in to the end of time will be National Green Your Pet Month, an awareness builder. And there you'll have an opportunity to sign up for 1 million strong for environmental awareness. Now this doesn't cost you a buck. It doesn't cost you a penny. All you have to do is go to the online site and sign up. That'll help build more awareness, and her goal between now and next April is 1 million. We need your help. So with that, I want to encourage you to vote Cedar for mayor. We have some boxes over here that you can give donations today. She has an Edgewater post office box, and the information is on her green flyer. Karen, could you hold one of those up? Grab one of those, or you can go online and make a donation to Cedar for mayor. $1 equals 1 vote. And get your kids and your neighbors and your friends involved and help us out. So with that, I want to introduce the mayor of Edgewater. And, you know, it's really fun because I just got to know Bonnie McNulty last summer. And it was at a Recycle Edgewater meeting. And we were sitting there, and I just noticed this woman smiled and she laughed. She acted like she was having a good time. And then they started talking about what green stuff they're doing in Edgewater, and I thought, wow, this is the place to be. Well, get this. Then I handed her one of those. Well, I thought, okay, well, I got to handle this next part a little carefully. It was the flyer, and to tell her that Cedar was running for mayor because, well, I just was a little concerned. Well, Bonnie took the flyer, and she read over it, and I said, my dog's running for mayor, and she reached in her purse, and she grabbed out a couple of bucks, and she was one of the first ones, along with County Commissioner Kathy Hartman, to contribute to Cedar for mayor. So she's also the first Denver area mayor to endorse Cedar. So with